Okay, so after I went ahead and ended that video, The Witch's Tall Tale, go back and refer to that if you hadn't watched it. I realized that I had forgotten to talk about the evil scarecrow. Do y'all know that I will have to get out there and make another scarecrow, okay? Because he demands, or she demands, or the spirits demand. Do y'all know it was crazy when I had him here, but I want him back because I'm gonna say him because I always dress him up like a him, and I think I'm gonna do a woman too, do a man and a woman. But man, it's a lot of power in them scarecrows. When you go out to these countrysides, you just pass it off as no big deal. They're just trying to protect, the crop from the crows. No, baby. They do a little bit more than that. Scarecrows house many spirits, and these are not just ordinary spirits. These are not just your ghosts, which ghosts are usually, human beings that, have transitioned and continue to roam the earth. Not those. Then you got you just got so many different types of spirits. Most scarecrows, in my opinion, and I might be wrong, are inhabited by elementals. Okay, you got your ghosts. Those can do little things like they may be able to make a box fall. They might want you to pay attention to it. When y'all see little things fall, pay some attention to it. Like you might see like you go to a library, a book might fall or something like that. Don't pass it off like, oh, it just fell off the shelf because it was not on the shelf right. No, pick that book up and see. I just heard the taps. And see, check that book out and read it. There's some information in there. But most spirits that inhabit the scarecrow are elementals. To me, those are very powerful spirits. These are the spirits that were used in ancient times and stuff. And if you ask, I hate to say use the word ancient times, past lives, and I once again I say it's parallel because sometimes I'll go back to these places. So if I'm here now and what would be their future, then how can I actually go back and interact with the past? See, the only way to interact with the future or interact with the present and the past is that the fact that these worlds are parallel. They're not past tense. They're not future or present tense. These are parallel. Right now, dinosaurs are still roaming a particular world realm. Like here on Earth, do we really think that what we see is the only thing that is actually in existence? No, there are worlds that can't be seen on Earth, and they may be past life worlds, past tense. We call them past tense, but they're not. I'm just saying that so that you can understand where I'm coming from. Future worlds that are going on right now here in this present space. If I think that I am the only person sitting here right now, I say that there are multi-dimensional creatures too that are inhabiting this space with me. Shadow beings and celestial beings, and just so many different realms that the physical eyes cannot see. And when you have a third eye, which you can see my third eye, as you see this white shape, the third eye is housed there, or some people call it the mind's eye. This is more powerful. See that? Look at that. When that opens up, it actually bombards what I see here on the physical realm. Like I've actually been sitting there, and all of a sudden, just sitting somewhere, and a waterfall just hits me out of nowhere. I could be just sitting up in my car, and a waterfall hits me, bam, like that, because this right here keeps me connected with multi-dimensional beings and different realms of different worlds. All of this is connected there. At one time, we had the eye there, and you can visibly see it. Okay, but those organs and those accessories to our bodies became obsolete. Like they say, the tonsils are no longer really needed, but at one time they were considered organs, very important organs, just as important as kidneys and stuff like that. But now, since we have evolved, they're not needed. Tonsils are not needed. And that third eye, okay, that third eye has found another way to exist besides, just that eye just sitting out there like that, and just there it is. If you all want to see what the third eye actually look at, type in black alien on the moon, and you will see those women, they had third eyes. And that they say that was an ancient time, that they had created this huge mothership built of 14 karat gold. And this ship, the length of the ship and the size of the ship would be like, comparing the Titanic to it. Okay. And the Titanic actually looked like a grain of rice next to it. So that's how massive this mothership was. This mothership would probably go over our city and it would just be complete darkness. You know what I'm saying? And so motherships do exist, and these are very advanced beings and stuff. So, if we think we're advanced beings, I mean, you got another thing coming. We're delusional. No, we're not advanced beings. We are some of the most primitive beings. So that's why. But anyway, if you go and watch that video, Black Alien on the Moon, you'll get a chance to see the third eye on their heads. Okay, we've lost those. I don't know if we've lost those, because I just don't know. I don't know if we have another way of housing it once again, and it being masked by our foreheads or what. I'm not really sure. Or the fact that we just don't have them because we are not as evolved as those beings, okay? Because like they say, you have a first, second, and third level, first, second, and third civilization. And I think y'all know the order of it, for those of you all who know about metaphysics and stuff like that. And one day I want to talk about some of these worlds that I've gone to on my newer channel. I talk about it a little bit, about some of the worlds I've gone to. And if you go to the past videos, you'll see where I have actually talked about different realms and stuff that I've traveled to. Okay. So I just came back to just, put some emphasis on the scarecrow, how powerful that scarecrow is, how powerful, puppets and dolls are, and the importance of having many of them and housing your ancestral spirits in them and having regular ceremonies and for them, feast for them. I never will forget, I had one of my biggest tables set up, a huge feast, and I think I'm fixing to get ready to do one again. And we were so excited, because I welcomed them all out, and I want y'all to know that we will be having another one pretty soon. And I welcomed them all out, and I was taking pictures throughout the house, and you just saw orbs all over the place, and it just, there was just tears, flowing from my face to know that, they thought that much of me to come out. I know for sure they are with me, and they are always constantly watching over me, protecting me, and they will not mind, you know what I'm saying, whooping some ass for me. So you have to be really careful what you decide you want to do to mama, because if you decide you want to do something, mama, you better bring it on. You better be prepared for what is coming to you, because I don't mind. I have nothing to lose. That's what's so beautiful about being in a situation like this. I don't have to worry about social norms. I don't have to worry about people prejudices against just the way I look. You know what I'm saying? Because I have so much self confidence in myself. And people need to know that people who decide to be different, they have all the self confidence in the world. Whether you choose to have green hair, blue hair, orange hair, red hair, whatever kind of hair you want to dye your hair, okay? That's confidence. But when you mask with certain things, like a lot of people are getting angry with me when I talk about the weaves, the relaxers, the palms, and stuff like that. They get upset about it and stuff like that, but they need to know that, and I don't want to bash anybody about making their decisions and their choices. The only thing I'm saying is this, it's not good. It contains formaldehyde. It's not good for your brain. Once again, there was a black forensic scientist. I think she found that on the brains of African American women, black women, women of color who use relaxers, because not just only black women use it, Hispanic, Latinas, which I know they are the same, but let's put it like this: Brazilians, all these different women who use like Brazilian blowouts, Dominican blowouts, black people using relaxers and stuff like that. They have a green liquid on their brains, and that sounds like formaldehyde. So what is that doing to you? Okay, that's the only thing I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Just like people might have a problem with, hey, look, you need to lay off on the this and the that and the whatever. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's gonna have something to say, but honestly, man, just like everybody can talk about, hey, it ain't good to be smoking cigarettes. It ain't good to be drinking. It ain't good to be overweight. It ain't good to be doing this. And it ain't good to be having them relaxers and giving these mad scientists that much control over the brain. So that's basically what I'm saying. And it really comes from self-esteem issues. Me talking about it myself, because I myself used to wear relaxers. You know what I'm saying? And I couldn't do one half of what I do now. Okay? I did not have the powers I have now with that in my head. It was actually singeing out and destroying the transmissions within my strands. It was disconnecting me from spirituality. That's what it was doing. So that's the only reason why I bring it up, y'all. But I'm telling you, man, these scarecrows are powerful. You got spirits housed in so many of these. These scarecrows and dolls. Can't nobody do nothing with you. Look, I'm fixing to put 2 on my front porch. I'm fixing to sit down and make them. I'm going to actually make their clothes and put a lady and a man up there. Excuse me, I just had some orange juice. I'm going to put 1 in a window. Every doorway will be a scarecrow. Okay? I'm going to put 2 on the side of the house, 2 in the back of the house, and 2 on the other side of the house. And I am going to make sure that they are well fed. And I'm going to make sure that they are fattened up, okay? I'm going to fatten up the demons. I'm going to fatten up my demons, okay? So anyways, I just wanted to pass that information to you. Me being, once again, a descendant of those who practice hoodoo, okay? And once again, lots of people are practicing. Down south is a tradition. It's a tradition to practice hoodoo. Down south, it didn't make no difference what color you was. Indians was doing it. And I haven't really found any. The Indians that I see down here, they're black Indians. So now I look at these Indians and stuff that they have on the internet. I think those may be the ones out west, but the Indians that were here, they look something like myself here in the South. Most of them, some of them have real slick hair. The ones that just definitely look native, they have very slick hair. And so the government has decided that if you're not the fairer skinned one with the slick hair, you're not an Indian. You must be something else. but that is not true. Most of us black people know our heritage, and we know that we had, people in our family that were Indians. You hear a lot of people say, "Oh, my daddy was an Indian, or my grandmother was an Indian," or whatever. For me, I found out late in life because I was adopted, and I got a chance to see pictures of my grandmother. My grandmother name was Elise. Most call her Eliza. And when you see her, she was a dark skinned, darker than me, Native American. She was darker than me. I'm pretty much, a little bit lighter than her, but she was like a beautiful, just crow black color. And she had long woolly hair that grew here. Their hair grew so much longer than ours, and she would keep it up here and pent up high. And they said she'd have, everything pent and high. If she finds something and she want to keep it, she could hold it in her hair. That's just how much hair she had. She would have toothpicks, broom straws, nails, rusty nails, all kind of stuff in her head. When they got ready to bury her, I always say, in a sense, it's a connection with me and her because she died. She died a few months before I was born. Yeah, she sure did. She died a few months before I was born. And she would always say to my mom, my biological mother, "I don't think I'm going to make it, and so that I can see that baby." She said, "I sure wish that the Lord, because they believe so heavily in the Lord and Jesus, I hope that He will have mercy on me and spare me to see the baby." But it didn't turn out to be that way. And I want to talk about Jesus on another video. So if y'all want to see me talk about Jesus, I'm going to do that on my newer channel because I want to make sure that I got videos on all my channels. I want to build my channel up because I want to quit my day job. And like I say, it'll benefit the witches too to have me, as much of me as you possibly can. I think so. Don't you think so, family? Please subscribe and support Mama. Support. It's not necessarily money. Y'all know that. Support is just watching the videos, just viewing the channel and, making comments, making thumbs up, making thumbs down. All of them are appreciated, okay? Come out to my virtual coven. I am Spiritually Naima. Newbies, you can benefit from it if you are the type of person that just cannot be free. You understand? You can come out there and be free. Because y'all know me, I will pick my dolls up. I don't care what people think about me. I have nothing to lose. When you see women walking around like this right here, this is what you call free form. They have nothing to lose. We have nothing to lose. We have been where the so-called normal people have been, and we have decided that, it does not satisfy our appetite to try to, fit in. So we have decided to do our own thing, and that's what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? Never ever think that anyone on this end suffers from low self-esteem. Okay? You can't rock this right here and say, "Oh, okay, I suffer from low self-esteem," because if I did, I would not be walking around like this, y'all. I just couldn't do it. I would have a perm in my head, guys. My head would be perm. Okay? I would have a perm on. I just wouldn't be in this setting, okay? I'd be embarrassed to say I was a witch. You would not see me with my dolls. I'm a spiritual person, so, I take my dolls very serious, just like the Haitians take dolls serious. A lot of people talk about me, and, for African American, so because that's the class they put me in, which I do not consider myself an African American. I just, what I'm saying? The fact that, I can't be like an African American, most of them. I'm not saying all of them. I just can't be docile and submissive and just allow people to trample over me, kick me. I just can't vibe with that, by me having, a father who is Liberian. I'm so quick to say Nigerian because to me they kind of like the same. I've never gone but I'll say Nigerian in a minute. Everybody say I look more Nigerian, but to me, Nigerians, Liberians, they really look like all African Americans to me. So pardon me if I do decide to say I want to say Nigeria, Uganda, any of them West African cultures because they are all me anyway. But the fact that my father, I have my father blood, it's just so hard for me to see the world that many African Americans see it as. And I'm not talking about the African Americans who are coming here, because just the fact that you have came to the channel, you're brave. But there's some African Americans out there that seriously fear, um, they fear the retaliation of the Bible, and so it's going to be a problem with them. I just don't think that way. I am nothing like that. Okay, so I'm gonna come back. Please, once again, subscribe to this channel and go out to my new channel, which is Spiritually Nyema, Nyemma, and support me if you'd like to out there too. Okay, bye bye.